So I was going to type it all out. I was going to use voice to text. I was going to do all of these things. And I am a busy nomadic native who's always running around, so video is the most convenient. And my general intent is to have just this copy in the comment, and then I might make a new version, or I might post this on YouTube. I'm still deciding. So, and I know how to edit, but I don't want to, because that's more time out of my day that I don't have. Now, initially, what sparked this was my intent to rant and ramble per usual, and to rant and ramble. Oh, you're letting me go. That's nice. To rant and ramble about current things going on and current feelings. And it's windy and cold. That's currently going on. My rant. How wonderful it is to be cursed with empathy. I am blessed with it, and I am cursed with it. Now, in saying that, I am saying I catch energies, I witness feelings, I take in multiple things as factors and get a deeper understanding of the standing of everything. So, it's a blessing and a curse. And when I say that, I'm generally saying yesterday. Let's just say, oh, my tail. My little coyote tail. Ow, 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 ow. I can't. Don't want to break that. Let's just say yesterday. My hair. Yesterday, I had a different perspective. Yesterday, I stood strong in my resolve as I spoke to many people in my life. Close people. People I'm in relationships with, people who I'm related to, indigenous perspectives, and beings that understand my struggle and that care about me as well as everything going on. I recall my mother asking me what were my plans. And I said, oh, I'm going over here. I'm going to be speaking at Deanza. I'm going over there, going to these circles, going to those circles. And she says, well, be careful. My mom has spent a lot of time, and when people invite other people, sometimes there is or isn't implied help. So, as an indigenous person, a lot of us natives have this struggle, and it's not always voiced. The problem with that is there needs to be a voice to it, and there needs to be humility with it. It's really hard, really hard when it comes to that, because as an indigenous person, when people invite or ask for an opening song or an opening prayer or presence, I myself generally am not allowed to have a flat rate fee. Even though it's my time and my gas and food, I could always say, hey, it's taken this many miles, and oh, I am saying no to another job opportunity that would have made this much. Could you assist? Because in general, it's a no-no to say, okay, for me to present a 5-minute ceremony, it's going to cost you X, or XX, or XXXX, and it's not right. It's exploitation, and it's appropriation of ceremony and of the sacred, and it's not okay. The same way that my mother doesn't charge anyone to come to Indian Canyon. Yet, caretaking for the land, maintaining the land, from the chainsaws to the gasoline to the living expenses of just being present there, all are out of her pocket. It's not okay to charge, though at the same time, indigenous people need to survive. So, in saying that, my rant isn't trying to be directed at any particular people or circle, because I, as an empath, can understand walking into a circle, walking into a gathering, walking into a space. I could sense tensions are high. I can sense when stage producers or volunteers are spiked trying to organize and coordinate. I can understand the stress of organizers who are also stressed, and in general, some of these circles don't even make money. Now, that being said, as an Indigenous person who spends 100% of my time doing as much as I can to help my community, doing as much as I can to attempt to honor my ancestors, doing as much as I can, where I can, when I can, to attempt to do the right thing when it comes to offering my body, my time, my energy, to helping raise awareness of California Native issues, to helping raise awareness of cultural sensitivity issues, to helping re-indigenize our methodology of business practices and investment practices, and trying to align with Indigenous values when it comes to making the world a better place and caring about the people in it by, for one, honoring truth in history, honor the past to shape the future, and to just be good community members. I'm not trying to rant about one organization or another, or people who... I'm not trying to do that. So that's why I'm trying to avoid saying words or names. But of course, anybody with any investigative power can be like, oh, what was she doing these past few days? Where has she been these past few days? Oh, we could totally line that up. And that's fine. But this rant is about the bigger picture. Some business practices have organizations and members of the organization not allowed to accept gifts. They say, we can't accept gifts. With Indigenous practices and Indigenous peoples, it's not always right to charge. It's not always right to put a set value to something, and potentially it could be priceless. Or it could be worth thousands of dollars. Some people may only give pennies. Some people may not give anything because they also don't believe they should be charged, though it's at the expense of the person, and it's at the expense of that person's teachings, their efforts, their mileage, their time, their body, what they bring into their body, food, water, care, time. And with all of this, Native peoples can accept gifts. So see where that business practice is already crossed and missed? Like, miscommunication? That's why I was so happy when I learned the word honorarium. Wow! Yay! Honorarium! That's respectful. Or standard mileage. That way I can at least say, hey, I understand that your organization probably doesn't have that much money, but you guys seem to be at least clocking in and clocking out because you work for an organization who does this kind of stuff, so at least you guys are getting paid or at least reimbursed for some of your expenses. What about me? And so this rant that I wanted to type that I don't know how to type because I have claws. This rant is about trying to get people together to raise awareness around this. I'm not trying to exploit the sacred. I'm not trying to exploit ceremony. I'm not trying to demand anything. I would just love to help raise awareness to people who don't understand Indigenous people's struggle. That it's not easy for Native peoples to just say, yeah, flat rate fee, here you go. If you want me to speak at your event, it's going to cost this much. It's not right. I can't do that. I won't do that. At the same time, I do this 100% of my life. Even when I had an average paying job, I still did this. So whenever someone says, oh, you get into this circle or help you be witnessed in that circle or understood or witnessed or connected, connections, oh yeah, you can go to the website www.clientsfromhell.net where they're like, oh, for exposure, oh, this contract seems too serious. Yeah, it's a contract for work. And no, I'm not doing it for getting recognized. When you ask people to go out of their way to be present and to hold themselves with integrity and align themselves with sacred spiritual practices. 1, it's not right of them to charge, and 2, it's not right of you to exploit. Yeah, sometimes offerings, they are of food. Sometimes offerings are warmth like blankets. Sometimes they're gifts because that's what the community can offer. And that's good. And then sometimes they're in larger affluent communities who can't afford it. And people need to know. So, just rambling and ranting and venting. Appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. And I realize Facebook won't let me upload it, so I guess it's on YouTube. Yay.